Okay, so I'm pretty sure I cemented Starlight Glimmer as the undeniable queen of every fictional character ever.
But Aloe, what does that have to do with—
I'm getting to that. Just give me a sec. In videos past, I made it quite apparent who my favorite characters in media are. Starlight Glimmer from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Regina Mills from Once Upon a Time, Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, soon to be replaced with Endeavor from My Hero Academia, and Kokichi Oma from Danganronpa V3. I went into depth about my love for Starlight. Heads up once again that most of my videos have a mini hidden Starlight Glimmer in them in a Where's Waldo sort of situation, as well as my appreciation for Endeavor. If you want to know my general thoughts towards Vegeta and Regina, I won't make them dedicated videos because I'd just be repeating myself from points made in my Chloe Bourgeois, Starlight, and Endeavor videos, and I'd rather not be that kind of repetitive, because you know just how much I hate repetition. Let's just say that I like me some reformed villains with super well done character development. But then that leaves one, Kokichi. A few people have asked me to talk about him with the same amount of dedication and love that I showed towards Starlight. And since I like Danganronpa a lot and talk about it from time to time, why not, right? But judging from the length of this video, you might be a bit disappointed with what I have to say. I apologize in advance. But for now, let's talk about my favorite video game character, Kokichi Oma. Hello everyone, my name's Aloubell, and I think Danganronpa is such a cool series. Spanning 3.5 main games, and some change, Danganronpa is basically a murder mystery visual novel with a super compelling story about high school students who get trapped in a certain environment by a sadistic murder bear, and their only way out is to either successfully pull off a murder and get away with it, or find out who the mastermind is and confront them. The story has a lot of twists and turns and keeps you wanting more. But what's a good story without its colorful characters? And boy, howdy does Danganronpa have a wide array of characters, each possessing a special talent making them worthy of the term ultimate, or specifically, super high school level. I actually made a tier list of all the game's characters some time ago. It required 2 parts because there's just that many people to talk about. But today, we talk about the most superior Danganronpa character of them all, Nagito.
Get your annoying self off of my screen.
I'm talking about Kokichi Oma, the ultimate supreme leader, from the 3rd class-killing game, V3 Killing Harmony. So now, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. My reasoning for loving Kokichi so much. It's because he makes me laugh.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, sorry to go full Jessica Rabbit on you, but it really is that simple. Compared to the first 2 main games, V3 wasn't as engaging to me. I didn't get attached in the same kind of way like I did for the others. But Kokichi totally made watching the entire game worth it. Every time he was on screen, he made me smile, giggle, or straight up bust out laughing. He brought me joy and I enjoyed him being part of the story. No matter who he was talking to, he had so much charisma, intelligence, pep, and sass that every interaction was fun to witness. His arguments with Mew were especially fun. Of course, I appreciate his design and voice acting as well, and I'm talking about the English dub here, but the fact that he made me laugh and light up whenever he was on screen speaks volumes. Sure, I could talk about how smart he is, that he was one of the main people carrying most of the trials, and I could also talk about how deep his character and motivations are and how I believe that he was putting on an act of being a distrustful jerk who enjoys the trials the entire time in order to throw off the mastermind and catch them slipping in order to get rid of them and save everyone. And I could also add that he chose to be alone in this plan and how serious he was about figuring out the mystery, isolating himself, and sacrificing his opportunity to make friends, or even survive, in order to figure out said mystery because he hates violence and just wants everyone to be happy. On top of that, I could say how cool it is that, mastermind aside, he is basically the character that best matches the theme of the game. The theme being truth and lies, considering his compulsive lying and the others trying to get a good grasp on him. I could mention all of that, but I don't find it as tremendously necessary because I simply enjoy having him around.
But Aloe, why do you like Kokichi and not Nagito? After all, Kokichi is basically a clone of Nagi.
Don't finish that sentence. He absolutely is not a clone of Nagito or even a lesser version of him. Honestly, it's the Starlight Glimmer versus Sunset Shimmer thing all over again. Kokichi and Nagito have similar roles, equally compelling stories, and are both written very well. Yes, I will admit, Nagito is important to Goodbye Despair. He's super intelligent, helps the plot move forward, and amuses me sometimes. And the game would be more bland without him. But for me, it's all about presentation. Nagito is simultaneously self-deprecating and condescending, a combination that I apparently don't like. He talks about how trash he is, and at the same time, often sounds very sarcastic when praising others or trying to get on others' good side. Even when he says bad things about himself, it doesn't sound sincere, and yet I know it's fully sincere because I understand his personality. Sure, I could chalk this up to his voice actor's performance, but even if we were to take away the audio completely, I don't like the words either. I'm not a fan of self-deprecating characters, as their complaints about themselves start to sound attention-seeking at worst and not fun to be around downer at best. And even if you take away the condescending tone, he still looks down on people without talents. And I'm not just referring to how he treated Hajime after getting his memories back. He legitimately thinks that people without ultimate talents are beneath those that do have ultimate talents, and proceeds to treat such people differently, to which I am not a fan. Yes, he thinks that people without talents have a purpose of being quote-unquote stepping stones for the people with talents, but it just rubs me the wrong way. A lot of what he says just sounds so pretentious too, and his long-winded monologues that just make him sound crazy. And yes, I'm not ignorant. I know he's written to sound crazy, and I know he's meant to be tragic given his backstory. But, I don't know, he just annoys me. Plus, what's also annoying is how painfully unaware he is on how he comes off to the people around him. He has such sus behavior and is like, I wonder what I said that offended them. Or, of course they don't want to talk to me. I'm trash after all. And thus, completely missing the point of why people around him act the way they do. Again, I don't know. Maybe with a different character and with slightly different writing and lines, I can get on board with this characterization. But with Nagito, I'm on the same boat of people who just can't help but say, "Shut up, Nagito," when he speaks. Kokichi, on the other hand, is like Nagito in that he is intelligent and imperative to the class trials, as well as similarly serving as an antagonist of sorts that likes to give the main character a hard time for some reason or another. But Kokichi is not self-deprecating or lacking in confidence. I mean, even if he had low confidence, he doesn't show it. In fact, he refrains from showing vulnerability at all around people, but I choose to believe that's part of the act he puts on. The lack of talking bad about himself already earns points with me. Kokichi presents as being quite full of himself, and, to be honest, I tend to gravitate towards characters with egos like that. They make me laugh. When Kokichi is being sarcastic, you know it's on purpose, and he's fully aware of how people see him and what they think about him. Sometimes he's straight up being a troll, and he knows it. He's also a bit of a showman during the trials, low-key putting on a charismatic performance for us, the audience, which only adds to his charm. He's playful and more willing to have goofy fun. At the end of the day, I'm siding with the character that made me smile and gave me a better time. Now, I'm not saying that you Nagito fans shouldn't like Nagito, or that you should like Kokichi if you don't like him. I know there's a bit of a debate regarding them both. This is simply my opinion and how I view things. So, yeah. I like Kokichi because he makes me laugh. The reasonings for liking characters, or other things for that matter, don't always have to be that deep. In any case, do you like Kokichi? Why or why not? Comment below and let's get this conversation started. And remember, I'm the artistic Aloubell, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe for more reviews, rants, and rewrites. But as for now, that's all there is. There isn't any more.